You know, since about 2010, I've lived and worked out of Beijing at an international hospital here, and mainly involved in medical research and international marketing and relations. But I've also been writing and acting, and I guess my labor of love has been getting re-involved with animals, particularly breeding a type of Cornish Rex cat that we've called the Imperial Rex. Back in 2004, I was injured in military service and spent about 18 months total in surgeries, rehabilitation. And I've got to admit, I went through a rather dark period in those months, though in some ways, looking back, I'm sure I'm better for the experience. But it wasn't a sunny period for me, that's for sure. I was barely able to get down the hall in a roller and move around. And in the end, I was in a room with the TV on, mainly war coverage, living too much, I think, on vodka and narcotics. And I had some paid help to kind of see me through. In the end, the days kind of tapped by like rain on another window, and I was inside a closed space. And since my room was dark and the TV was on, I actually lost track of day and night in those days, and it all just kind of ran together. It was a gloomy period. My only real company in those days was my cat, Meriwether. She was almost always by my side and was fiercely loyal, actually, to the extent that people were sometimes a little frightened to get too close to her. You know, some female cats are that way, just like some female people. They can become rather territorial and intimidating if sometimes too fierce emotions. I gotta say that this period was so grueling and in a way gritty as to tax or perhaps redefine limits of my being. But in any event, after a period of maybe too much pain and certainly too much pain medicine and drink, I did find a compromise of sorts that works for me. Today, while still a little bothered by pain, I'm able to find some overall balance with minimal medicine. I do meditate and take physical therapy 2 or 3 times a week, and that seems to get me by just fine. You know, in the end, I think it's our spiritual connections that get us through and matter the most. Love tends to bring out what's best in us and what's most important, I think. If we're armed with that kind of emotional intelligence, we have the capability, I think, of being fully rational, truly sane, and good enough to challenge ourselves to do our best and to grow in life, and to grow into the best version of ourselves, as it were. The cats that we're breeding, our Imperial Cornish Rex cats, are kind of a guilt-free way to both indulge in an obvious pleasure because they're lovely animals. Interestingly, to grow emotionally as well at no additional cost, really. Love and emotional intelligence comes in many flavors. We call this one the Imperial Cornish Rex.
Off my mind, off of my mind, 'cause your love is so divine. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the night.
有宠有爱， 关注有宠，更多精彩内容来扫一下吧。